Oh, yeah, it was a great goal. Mo Salah's in top form, no question about that. What a game. First of all, Darren Goff, what a game.
Well, you'd expect a good game, wouldn't they? I mean, many people talk about when you get two top teams like that cancelling each other out, but for me, that's what football's about. There were two great teams, some great players on each side, and they delivered. I thought Man City absolutely battered them to start with, by the way. But Liverpool, fair play to him, never giving, came back. Jurgen Klopp, brilliant manager. Second half, like I say, and when you've got individual top players, they can make things happen, whether it be Mane, whether it be Salah. They make things happen, Aid. And Jota nearly made it happen as well, you know what I mean? So it can happen. I just thought it was a brilliant game. Some brilliant players on show and two brilliant managers.
Shame about the ref, though.
Well, he did have a mare, didn't he? I mean, Milner probably likes him. Milner will be sending him a Christmas card. He got away with a few, didn't he? But
well, I think that some were saying, well, it looked like Henderson had made the foul, and maybe that's why he didn't produce a yellow card. Well, hang on a minute. If he really thinks it was Henderson who made the foul and not Milner, he's not watching the game properly. Because if you in with camera shots, etc., and camera angles, you might think, and the speed of it, you might think watching on telly, Henderson. You've got to be watching. If you're a referee, you're being paid to watch every incident. And the ball was right there. Every player involved was right there. How he hasn't seen, that's a second yellow for Milner. It's just really poor refereeing. Yeah,
but I think that excuse, although it won't carry anything with it, but I get where that's coming from, because in real time, I thought it was Henderson to start with. And Henderson, whether he was covering for Milner, giving it that one, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I don't know whether that was just clever.
Henderson was giving it really uncomfortable, horrible verbals to Bernardo Silva, who was lying on the deck after being sliced in half by Milner.
And so perhaps he took his eye off the ball, the referee, well, he did, obviously, and thought it was Henderson, as probably a lot of people did in real time.
Well, that's not acceptable. It's acceptable for you and I and the layman who are watching on telly, but we're not refereeing the game. The referee has to watch it. He also has to see that foul in the first half on Phil Foden from James Milner, which went completely unpunished because Foden tried to stay on his feet.
What about, though, when we're talking about some brilliance in the game, Bernardo Silva's run? What about that for a run?
Genius.
When you're talking about Salah's bit of skill there and how quick he was with a ball at his feet and that movement and that just dropping the shoulder and going the other way, but Bernardo Silva's run and pass to Foden was sensational too. The only difference is one didn't go in the back of the net.
Yeah, I enjoyed. It was brilliant, that, by the way. Gabriel Jesus' run for the Foden goal.
Yep, again.
I thought was superb.
Brilliant.
There was so much football to admire. And listen, this Mo Salah thing, all I've heard about, when people are talking about best player in the world and comparing him to Messi and all that, he's brilliant, Mo Salah. So I'm not saying he's not. But all people seem to talk about when it comes to best player in the world, it's players who score goals. And there's more to football than that. Now, a couple of seasons ago, before his injury, people were saying Van Dijk's the best player in the world.
So De Bruyne.
Let's have a look at some centre-half, shall we? And I stand by what I'm saying. If you watch Antonio Rudiger week in, week out, you see him defending, 100% solid. He's reliable. You see him coming out with the ball. He's courageous on the ball. He charges forward with the ball. It's a joy to watch. Is he a big part of a winning side? Yes, they're top of the table, by the way, having conceded half the number of goals this season that Liverpool have. And did he keep Mo Salah quiet when Chelsea played Liverpool? Yes, he did. Only a dodgy penalty Salah scored from. And with 10 men, Chelsea defended superbly. So let's just step back for a second. And at his peak, Virgil van Dijk was arguably the best centre-half any of us have seen in the Premier League. He's not at his peak now. They conceded 3 to Brentford last week, and they conceded 2 to Man City this week. So who's the best centre-half in the Premier League? It's not Virgil van Dijk. I'd be amazed if anybody tried to defend that position. For me, it is Antonio Rudiger, top of the table, Chelsea. And he's a defender, a player reborn. So you can mock all you like.
Or is that
you obviously haven't seen him play if you're tweeting in saying it's got to be a joke.
Or is that the way they play? And it's all part of a team who defend well as a team rather than an individual bit of brilliance. So when we talk about Van Dijk, they have that 3 high-energy midfield, don't they, that do a lot of running, whether it be Henderson, whether it be Fabinho, and whoever else he has in there, because he changes all the time. He had Jones at the weekend. Or with Chelsea, they defend so well as a team, as they proved last season. Is Rudiger just been getting the best out of by his manager because he's playing that system and he's got the protection in front?
That's true, but what I'll say about Rudiger, and there's good players around. Thiago Silva was so cool on Saturday. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, so cool. So, yeah, he's got good players with him. You can't be top of the table without a whole load of good players. But what Antonio Rudiger does, and I think the Chelsea fans will back me up with this, at a time when maybe Chelsea need lifting, maybe there's a bit of a lull. Maybe it's like Saturday, it's gone 1-1, or in previous games it's been 0-0. They've been struggling to get on top. He suddenly goes on a run from centre-half, edge of his own box, and he'll be on the edge of the opponent's box in no time at all. And he couples all of that with some really solid defending. I look at how he's playing right now. Right now I'm talking about. I'm not saying he's going to be player of the year come next May. I don't know what's going to happen between now and next May. But right now, I can't see a better footballer in his position, whatever position they're in, all of them. I look at how they're doing, what they're doing. Yeah, Mo Salah's right up there, but I think with him being top of the table, Rudiger's the number one. I don't expect people to agree, but there's no right or wrong. It's there. You can't quantify it.
I don't think you'll get many agreeing with you. I think that's purely because some of the games he has had for Chelsea in the past and he's been in and out. I just think this manager knows how to get the best out of him. The position he plays in is giving him a confidence. And you're right, runs out with the ball. We saw it again at the weekend. He brought the ball out, didn't he? Played a great pass through to Hudson-Odoi, I think it was, who had that run through on goal. So, yes, there's no doubt whatsoever. He's got himself a defender who he's made confident. And we're seeing a proper defender at this moment in time. But I think not many will agree with you, but he's the best defender or best footballer in the Premier League at this moment in time.
Well, I'm sure he's quite happy sitting there at the top of the table looking down on everybody. This fan has tweeted in, if you put Rudiger in the 4 at the back, he's a European Davinson Sanchez. Well, they're not playing 4 at the back. So what's the point of saying that? It's like if you ask Mo Salah to be the lone striker back to goal and laying it off to people, to be a big target man, he's going to be no good. What a ridiculous tweet that is. Let's have some intelligent tweets on the debate, if you don't mind.